Good afternoon. The 5 o'clock advisory put out by the National Hurricane Center has downgraded Isaias to a tropical storm. The wind shear and dry air today really served to weaken it. However, we do expect it to gain strength as the night goes on and to regain hurricane status. So we see retensification, and we also see it threatening the east coast of Florida, as these tracks have said for the last day and a half. We will start seeing impacts from the storm tonight, and then obviously through tomorrow into tomorrow night and perhaps beyond that. We now have 16 counties that have declared a state of emergency, 3 more since my update this morning. Broward, Nassau, St. John's, actually St. Lucie as well, have all declared states of emergency. We have had approval, of course, from the federal government for our Category B reimbursements. We have hurricane warnings in effect from Boca Raton to the Volusia-Flagler County line. And the National Hurricane Center is predicting storm surge of 2 to 4 feet potentially from Jupiter Inlet all the way up to Ponte Vedra Beach in northeast Florida. Palm Beach County has issued a voluntary evacuation order for Zone A for mobile homes, substandard homes, or homes in flood-prone areas. Those in this zone should listen to their local officials and seek shelter as appropriate. In addition to sending shelter kits with enough PPE for 10,000 Floridians, the Division of Emergency Management has pre-staged 1.8 million meals and deployed staff to county emergency operations centers in the storm's path to help orchestrate response efforts. To respond to power outages, the Department of Management Services activated its emergency telecommunications team. Utilities, including Florida Power and Light, have pre-positioned workers. FPL has nearly 10,000 workers deployed and ready to respond, including more than 6,500 line and vegetation personnel. They're deployed across 16 staging areas up and down the east coast of Florida. There have been some challenges getting out-of-state workers, but they're continuing to try to get even more resources and are going to work around the clock until every customer has the power back on. Even if it's tropical storm force winds, you can pretty much be assured you are going to see power outages. That's certainly a 70-mile-an-hour wind will be enough to take down trees and limbs. That obviously interacts with power lines, and so that will happen, and people should be prepared for that. Now, FPL, other utilities have invested in a lot of infrastructure, such as smart grid technology. That allows them to restore power faster. You have concrete and steel poles and also undergrounding of lines. That means you repair the infrastructure without having to fully rebuild it, which means you can get the power back on quicker. And it does make a difference. If you can get the power on, hours is better than days, and days, of course, is better than weeks. Yesterday, I waived weight restrictions for fuel trucks to ensure fuel could move quickly into and throughout the state, and we're working with private sector partners to monitor fuel availability. At this time, there's no reports of shortages. The Agency for Healthcare Administration has made calls to critical healthcare facilities along the East Coast that are in a surge zone to make sure that they have everything they need. And as I mentioned previously, all nursing homes and assisted living facilities have a working generator on site, including the COVID-specific nursing homes that the state's been involved with setting up over the last few months. And the agency will continue to be in contact with these facilities to monitor the storm's impact. We don't have any indication there's going to be major movement of patients up and down the East Coast at this time. The Department of Health is also in close contact with special needs shelters should that become an issue. Department of Environmental Protection closed 22 parks and 8 campgrounds, completed pre-storm beach surveys, and has issued emergency orders to authorize repairs, replacement, restoration, and other measures necessary to respond to Isaias. Of course, the Florida National Guard is monitoring, and they're ready to mobilize at a moment's notice. And as I mentioned early this morning, Florida Highway Patrol and Fish and Wildlife are also both standing by in case of an emergency. So Floridians should be executing their plans, particularly if you're on the east coast of Florida, in the Palm Beach and north of there. You should have 7 days of food, water, and medicine. You very well may experience power outages, so just be prepared for that. Now, there are limited evacuation orders. As I mentioned, Palm Beach County has done a voluntary evacuation order I think you probably won't see a huge number of those up and down the East Coast. And we, in the era of COVID, I think our guidance from the state has been, look, if it's a close call, err on the side of people just hunkering down rather than sending people on the road. But obviously, there does come a point if you're in an area and the storm is threatening and that decision is made, we ask you to follow it. For more information on Isaias, visit floridadisaster.org/info. We'll continue to monitor this, but don't be fooled by the downgrade. We do think it will be upgraded back to a hurricane later on this evening. With that, take a couple questions. All right, well, we will see you guys tomorrow with another update. Hopefully all goes well tonight.
Good night from the EOC.